Apart from the usual advice you get from all of the YouTubers and growers of Hoya on the internet, what are the easily, doable things which actually naturally happens that would enhance your blooming other than fertilizer? I myself have made big deals about high potassium fertilizers which would enhance blooming, but I will point out some of the easy facts that I have stumbled upon unexpectedly, of course. Some of you may already know where this video is going, but let's see. This is for everyone who knows and not know. The first reason would be you are giving it too much of fertilizer. Right? I am so guilty of this. That's why they were comfortably growing, right? And I'm going back to my last year collection, not this at all. You know how shaded and comfortable life they had. And when they were very comfortable, they didn't bloom because I was not giving it sufficient light. The first two factors, you have to stop fertilizing. The second would be you have to give more light. That's where I threw some of my Hoyas, if not all, the bigger specimens out onto the sun. And because of my busy schedule and moving, as you know, I've moved for the second time also. My plants did get, zero attention. Sometimes I did not give them water even. But what surprised me was this Caldata blooming. The footage you will see from the side. And at the same time, after moving here, I saw things change in them also. I'll go one by one. But all this is because of no fertilizer and no sun. So all these less things that they were getting, they triggered blooming. There's only one on my quinquenaria because they all blasted and this does not have a lot of fertilizer. But that's okay. That's how I'm gonna keep it. I will be fertilizing it, but in a very moderate to low level. I will not be doing the same I did before because I do not need to do the same because the vine is such a big vine. It can hold its own, as per my opinion, and produce a much healthier, fuller pinnacle. You can see that my Hoya CV Jennifer has got sun stressed. And the two pinnacles which formed at my former residence and bloomed are finally producing somewhat of a good amount of buds. There will be bud formation on this also, but this always has mini bugs. Not here, but at my former house, because this there were three specimens which were on top of the rack, so on way high, so it was too high for me to see even if there is any white residue. So sun stressing and less to no fertilizer, which would prompt blooming or forming of pinnacles at least. And my Hoya, acute heart shaped. There's a long spent pinnacle over there. I think I have footage. This bloomed a creamish flower. I'll insert footage if I have on this. Before I get to my third point, which is somewhat unorthodox. I do not remember the name of this Hoya. For the life of me, still do not. So, D, if you're watching, please tell me the name. You're a savant at naming Hoyas, finding the correct name of the specific Hoya. Please help me out, guys. Anyone who knows can drop me a comment about the name. I swear to you, this time I will memorize it. So after 2 years, this is a new pinnacle and a first time bloomer from this pinnacle, and it's a full blooming, but there was some, somewhat, I think exactly three buds which fell yellowing. So this is a monster now, and totally growing in leca and with the top layer of pebbles. All my Hoyas, this row and this row, apart from the hanging stuff, the few of them are in coco peat, most of them are in semi-hydro or inorganic media in the semi-hydro setup. This is in coco peat. This jerry is in coco peat, and this is also in coco peat. Those are the three that I have in coco peat. All the others, I have in inorganic media and semi-hydro setup. My inorganic media you guys also know, but for the ones who does not know, it's lava rock and charcoal. And sometimes I have added leca, but in the recent unpottings and repottings, I have totally removed all the leca also, because leca tends to dry, and I do not want the new shoots getting disturbed and drying off. Coming to my Hoya of Pentaphlebia, there are some pinnacles now, but these are all 3-4 months back formed, and some of them bloomed, and there was a mutation of pinnacles on this. Like there are 2, 3, 4, even 5 pinnacles in one. That's a mutation which was caused because of the sun and low fertilizer. So where you have to draw a balance, because if a plant is stunted to the point of madness, they will do these kind of things that my Pentaphlebia did. But you guys know how to give moderate water, sun and fertilizer. I have explained that in many of my videos. You can go back and check. If I find anything, I will link you here. But let's get to the third point, which is kind of unorthodox, but that's what kind of helped me to get these to bloom, which happened naturally. So even though I am not fertilizing these too much and they are in the sun, I am also forgetting to come to them and look at them, which prompted them to grow widely. Exhibit A. Okay, in this also, when the vine was coming just on and on to the air, only this pinnacle formed. That's why I saw there was another also, and I waited until the buds formed and slowly wrapped it around. And it's not tightly wrapped around also, as far as you can see, right? With the Quincunarvia also, it was the same, right? This really needs fertilizer because this was a repotted plant. This has not been touched because this thrived in leca and in semi-hydro, and I let it be, and it showed it colors. because if you remember when I have made this highlight, this was just a one node cutting which I started with, which was one of the very slowest Hoyas I've ever had, I've ever owned, and look how it is now. And most of my huge specimens are dead, right? So this also formed while it was in the air, right? And even the pinnacle here, which I slowly let it form and tighten it after it started budding too, because I strongly believe that you have to get the first flower going, right, without fail, without even after several bud blasts, you need to get it going to have a strong pinnacle too. Otherwise, just like the previous pinnacle this had, which formed buds, I was so excited that it would bloom, it died. It totally dried up and died. It was somewhere at the bottom. So guys, that's how it would be, right? Not all the pinnacles will live longer, and not all the pinnacles will bloom. Not what I can say with Hoya Care. This specimen, I have to tell you, I bought this as it is. I cannot take any credit. I just bought this because I needed something on top that is not that expensive. Hoya Care is the most common Hoya in Sri Lanka, next to Lacunosa and Sunrise. So I just repotted it and I added it on top of the shelf to create some sort of shade, but not all, because we are getting mostly rain these days. I want them to get whatever the sun they can get too. So I've removed the shade, as you can see, and it's just fending for themselves. So now here, the third point is letting that vine be and not trellising it up, because trellising can create tight, woven vines around the poles or whatever, the rack or whatever that you will choose. So therefore that might make the new pinnacle fall or not bloom at all. They will just stay there without blooming. Right, so those are the 3 points I wanted to make. I made this video yesterday also, which I forgot to make the third point, so I'm remaking the video. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about. I have to tell you now that the buds have formed. I have started them on a high potassium fertilizer, right? That would be the fourth point that I'll be making. 3 main points being more sun, less water fertilizer, and just leaving the vine be without trellising. This I have to swear, because I have seen a lot of, or if not all of my vines forming pinnacles, because that automatically happened because of my life. And so that's about it for this video. To summarize, less fertilizer, I'm reiterating myself, I know. More sun, just leaving the vine be and seeing if a pinnacle would form when there would be just a bare vine with less leaves, and starting on a high potassium fertilizer once they start blooming. Okay, once they start forming buds, because if you do not want to lose the buds, you can increase whichever the fertilizer you are giving. It can be a balanced fertilizer also, whatever that has worked for you. You can give it more regularly than you are used to. Okay, so I hope these 4 points helps you to bloom your Hoya. Thank you guys for watching. and have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and a wonderful weekend wherever and whenever you are watching this. I love you all. Thank you. Bye.